right? So today I'm talking about being choosy with your personal style, okay? And it's going to help you dress better. All right. So here's why I am doing this today is because I've noticed in my life that there is a lot of misaligned people, projects, products, right? Things that have been showing up in my life that haven't been serving me well. Okay. And you may be wondering, well, why do you have these things showing up in your life that they're misaligned, that they're not serving you well? And the reason is because I've allowed it. Okay. So I have allowed these things, these people, these projects, these products, I've allowed them to come into my life because I've allowed it. I have not been practicing discernment. So this is something that I've been thinking about because I've been noticing it started probably this, I would say it started this month, right? I've been noticing these less than ideal things that have come into my life because I've allowed them. And it's got me thinking about discernment. And I was recently chatting with some people about their word of the year, which is this thing that people do. I think it's replaced the New Year's resolution. I guess the New Year's resolutions are kind of outdated. And now people are talking more about choosing just one word of the year that they're going to bring into their lives. So I was in a conversation with some people, and that's when I decided that the word for my year is going to be discernment, right? I am committed to making better choices this year, all right? And it's because I've seen all these misalignments showing up in my life, all right? So you may be noticing this in your life too, or maybe you're not noticing it right now, but maybe now you'll become more aware of it after you listen to this live that I'm sharing with you today. So this is the thing is there's a lot of stuff out there, okay? There's a lot of options, there's a lot of opportunities that are out in the world and that come to us. Okay. And it's really important to practice discernment, right? So that you make your best choices. So this includes with your personal style. This is what I specialize with my clients is helping them discern the garments, the clothing, all the stuff in their closet, in their wardrobe, right? So that they feel very aligned with all of the things that they have, okay? And another way that this could show up is in your life, right? It could be with the people, or it could be with work, right? With business opportunities, right? There's a lot of things that come up at us, and you really want to get good at deciding what's right with you, because if you don't, that's when you end up with clutter, right? That's when you end up with that closet that's stuffed with nothing that you like or that you want to wear. Or maybe it's you buy a lot of things and then you never take the tags off because you never wear them, so making impulse purchases, right? So that's how it shows up in clutter when you're not practicing discernment. And then it shows up in your life when you've got people that you are spending time with and they're really not bringing out the best in you, or if it is a work or business opportunity that's not really showing your highest potential, right? So when you start to clutter up and bring in or allow in all of these opportunities and all of these options, then it creates clutter, okay? And that's just going to dilute your style, number one, right? When you've got so many things in there, it just makes it so much harder to find what's right. You look in your closet, like, I don't like that. I don't want to wear that. That doesn't fit, right? It becomes very difficult to find the things that you do want, all right? So the main reason that you want to practice discernment in your life is because it's about choosing yourself. Okay. It's about saying yes to you, because discernment, it does involve a lot of saying no. It's about saying, no, I don't like that anymore. No, that doesn't serve me anymore. No, that doesn't fit. And as you say no to each one of these options, you're saying yes to who you are right now and to where you want to go in your life. All right. So that's why you want to practice discernment, because you are choosing yourself. You're choosing who you are right now. So you're saying no to maybe some former versions of yourself, some former identities, right? And you're saying yes to who you are and where you're going. Okay. So There's a couple huge reasons that I see that people don't want to practice discernment or why they don't practice discernment. And I'm using these examples because they're coming from myself. And these are the reasons that I've put it off. And so that's what I'm going to share with you right now. I'm going to share these two big reasons of why you're not making these decisions, why you're not making good choices for yourself, and maybe ending up with some clutter or some misalignments in your life. I'm going to share two of these reasons, and then I'm going to share what you can do to overcome them so that you can start making better choices in your life and that you can start to have a more aligned style, right? Filled with clothes that express who you are today and where you're going in your life, and you're not bogged down by that feeling of clutter. I know when I look at clutter, when I feel clutter, it literally takes over in my body and it feels very tight and constricted. And when I think about new possibilities and new expansions, my body feels more open, right? So that's how I want you to feel. I want you to feel more open and excited about possibilities. All right. So the first reason that I personally don't practice discernment, and I think you will relate to this as well, is because it's a pain in the ass, right? It is a huge pain in the ass to have to make decisions. All right. I have so many decisions that I have to make in my life, and I'm sure you have a lot of decisions too, right? Even just going to a restaurant, you get the menu, and some menus are really large, and those feel very overwhelming. And it's a pain in the ass to have to figure out what you want, right? So, for example, if you're looking at a big menu in a restaurant and something has caught your eye, a dish, but then you notice there's an ingredient in there and you don't know what it is, and you are interested in that dish, but it just feels like a huge hassle to have to ask the waiter, what is this? Or look it up if you're looking at the menu at home, right? And so you just don't decide. So you make no decision and you just get that thing that you've always gotten, right? So that's a huge reason why I don't practice discernment, is because it takes a lot of effort. It requires work. In order to choose really well, you need to inform yourself. So you want to make the best decision possible. So that's going to involve maybe some research. Like, for example, if there's somebody who is, say you're getting requested to do an interview, or there's a job opportunity for you, something has come your way to collaborate with someone, you don't just want to say yes to everyone, because that's how you might end up with someone that's misaligned, right? So then you have to research them, and that's going to take time and effort and energy, right? So it's a lot easier to say yes and just go do the thing and end up in this misaligned connection than it can be to actually take the time and put in the effort and the energy to do the work so that you can make a better decision. Okay. So practicing discernment, it requires effort. All right. So you may notice this, and I see this all the time with the closets. All right. So you may have a lot of stuff in there that you don't want to wear, you don't like anymore, you're not even sure if it fits you. But to go through your closet and actually go through that effort of trying it on and making that decision if this is something that you want to keep, right? That's a hassle. That's going to take time out of your life. That's going to take energy and effort, So that's the reason that it gets put off, is because I don't want to make that effort, right? That's extra work. So that's one of those, that's a big reason I know that I don't practice discernment, is because it is so much easier to say yes than it is to say no, right? But what I want you to know is that in order to overcome this hurdle, is that you want to know that every time that you are saying no to something, that you are actually saying yes to yourself. And I also want you to be aware of your future self, right? So you're making this decision for the person who you want to be. So it's forward thinking, right? So when you have to do that work, when you have to do that research for that opportunity, the job opportunity, that's for your future, right? When you have to go through that effort in your closet, which, can be really cumbersome, that's for where you're going in your life. So make the decision to put in that effort. Do that for the person who you are becoming. Do that for your future self, okay? And know that you are worth it. Your future self is worth that extra effort and that extra energy. Okay. So that's a big reason, right? That we don't practice discernment is because it takes a lot of effort. And the way to get over that is to tap into your future self, where you're going in your life, and do the effort, put in the investment for her because she's worth it. Okay. So the other big reason that I notice that we're not practicing discernment, again, why I am not practicing discernment is because I'm afraid that there's not going to be a better option out there, right? So I'll say yes to someone or to something because I don't believe that there's going to be anything better out there. Okay. So that is an example of settling or tolerating less than ideal circumstances. Okay. I see this show up so often for women who so they have like a big occasion coming up and they need to find the dress, right? Maybe it's like a wedding or it's a special party or something. You need to find the dress. So this is something that I see that comes up. And what happens is they'll go dress shopping, they'll order a whole bunch of dresses and they'll have them sent to their house. And then they try them all on and they're not really excited about any of them. None of them are like, yeah, this is the dress. They're all kind of just like, meh, they're okay. And then what happens is that because they don't want to do the work, right, to find something better, and they don't believe that there is going to be anything else out there, they just settle and they take one of those options that came in. They weren't great options, but they do the job, right? It's a dress. They'll be able to wear something to this event, but it's really settling. It's tolerating less than ideal circumstances. And it's because they don't think that there's going to be another option available. Or possibly for the reason number one is because they don't want to do the work that it takes to practice the discernment. Okay. So I understand that it can be really hard to say no when you don't know if anything else is going to show up, right? It's like this emptiness that you just don't know what's going to happen. But the way that you overcome this is number one is you have to believe that you are worth it. You are deserving to have what you really want, right? You deserve to have the dress. You deserve to have whatever it is, your ideal circumstance that you're looking for. You deserve that. So number one, you need to know that because I know that I have settled for less than ideal circumstances because I didn't really believe that I deserved anything better. So I just took what I could get. Okay. So number one, know that you deserve it. And then number two is you have to develop the confidence, right? The confidence to trust yourself because ultimately it's up to you to create that better option. We get to make all these decisions. We get to decide, right? We get to create the options for ourselves. So then you develop this trust in yourself to know that you can do that. You can create a better option. Okay. That option is available to you and you can do what you have to do to make it come to you so that you can bring it alive. All right. And I actually believe that developing this confidence, which is really just a form of self trust or self reliance, it's kind of like knowing that you've got your own back, that you will take care of yourself. That may even be more valuable, having that confidence in yourself. That may be more valuable than the actual thing, maybe the dress or whatever it is that you're looking for. Developing that confidence could be even more valuable to you in the long run. Okay. So I understand that sometimes we have so many options in our closet, so many things that we may need some extra support. And this is what I offer for my clients. I offer them extra support to make better choices with their wardrobe so that they create a style that is in full alignment with who they are and where they're going in their life. And I would like this to be something that is available to you. And if you're interested in discussing that more, then come join me on a complimentary call. I'm going to put the link in here so that you can book your call. And what we're going to do is we are just going to get on the phone, and actually we can get on the phone or we'll get on Zoom, and we're going to talk about where you're misaligned in your style, right? Where things aren't coming together and what you can do so that you always show up and feel more confident in your clothes. All right. So I'm going to just put the link over here and share that with you right now to get you that complimentary call so that you are not feeling like you're dealing with misalignments in your wardrobe. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. You need to practice discernment. You need to be choosy with your personal style if you want to have it feel fully aligned. Okay. Don't think of it as being choosy. Think of it as choosing me, right? You are choosing for yourself. You are choosing for your future self, for the person who you are today and who you are becoming. All right. So practice discernment and make better choices, right? And if you need my help with your wardrobe specifically, then book that complimentary call. All right. That is what I wanted to share with you today. I look forward to seeing you in the group every day, and I will be back here next week with another live style tutorial. All right. Take care of yourself. Bye.